Hi guys, so I want to talk about 3 ways to be a great guitarist. Number 1, focus on sound when you practice. Now this seems really obvious, but you'd be surprised at how often this actually gets left out of people's practice. They'll practice the technique, getting it efficient, getting it up to speed, but then leave out the final layer, which is actually focusing on the quality of sound. When I listened to famous guitar players when I was younger, what struck me was, wow, I wish I could sound as good as that person. You know, when I first heard Surfing with the Alien by Joe Satriani, I wasn't thinking about the techniques involved because I didn't know what they were. All I heard was, wow, this guy sounds awesome. Why don't I sound like that? You know, why do I sound just completely different with my tiny practice amp, my cheap distortion pedal? I sound like this buzzy, angry bee in comparison. How do I get that amazing delivery that he's got? So focusing on sound as an end result is a completely different way of thinking just about technique. And once you start thinking that way, you'll actually find that sometimes the technique, the movements almost take care of themselves, because your body does have this sort of inherent wisdom that knows what it needs to do in order to get a particular result. So by focusing on the result, which in this case sounding good, you'll take some of the focus away from the physical movements and instead to the end product. And just try it out. It's a completely different way of thinking, but every great guitarist focuses on sound, and they know what they want to sound like, and they've all got a unique sound. So make that focus number 1. Number 2, copy your heroes, but don't imitate them. But Ben, that's the same thing. No, it's not. Copy your heroes, meaning take their licks, steal them, rearrange certain things, make them your own, but don't imitate them, okay? And what I mean by that is there are guys out there that are not only playing Yngwie's licks, they're doing the same vibrato, they've copied his tone, they're even playing the same kind of guitar. Some of them even dress the same. Don't be that guy, okay? Steal the licks that you want to steal, get inspired by these people, but then don't actually imitate them afterwards, because then that's when you become a clone. Take their licks, make something new out of it, take what you need, you know, learn from everybody, take stuff left, right and center all the time, but then don't become a carbon copy of another person. Number 3, last one, get writing. Seriously, write. I cannot stress this enough. There is not one single great guitar player out there in the world that has never written their own stuff. Not one. So you might be a bit reticent at trying this out because everybody's worried about trying stuff and it's sounding terrible. Seriously, don't worry. The important thing about this is that you actually start to make decisions about melodies. You decide what note sounds good next to the other note. And these kind of decisions, unless you make them yourself, they can't be practiced any other way. So get doing it now. Just start putting melodies together. It doesn't have to be great. Don't worry about the first 10 or even 20 things that you write sounding terrible. Doesn't matter. The important thing is starting the process. You'll eventually get to the point where you can create melodies, you'll learn about building up a solo so that you can build tension and then resolve it. It's about knowing when to push something, when to hold back, when to add more notes, when to delete notes. And the only person that can really make that decision for you is yourself. So don't be afraid of trying this out. Like I said just before, don't worry about how bad it sounds. Only you need to listen to it. You know, you don't have to even share any of this stuff until you have something that you feel proud of. So don't worry how long it takes, but get writing, because if you want to be great, that is one of the ingredients. That is what makes people great. There are guitar players out there that technically are quite sloppy. They're not the best guitar players in the world, but because of what they have written, they are legends. They're right up there. So get writing. 3 simple concepts. They seem obvious when I say what they are, but when I go into them and describe them a little bit, you realize that maybe they're not quite as obvious as they first seem, and you might not be doing them, and you might know people that don't do them as well. But the great thing is they don't take any special skill to start doing. You can actually just do them right now, today. So I'm going to leave you with those things, and as always you can get some really cool stuff from my website, so go over there and check that out. There's some downloadable courses and stuff like that. Thanks for watching guys, thank you for your support, and I will see you again next time.